Apietog. Aputiog. But all your gun any. Wow. All right. So bibi aboko there. Yeah, there are the chairman Akano. Then also would become general state of volleyball in Ghana. Nafi.
General state of volleyball in Ghana, they made me say there's been significant improvement from Sanana Eti previously. Osha with the constitution of new board, new president, Nyama Bibi or the to Akwenyemua, it is yielding fruits. Yes, with some more support, we can do better. We can go ahead with what we are doing and see how best we can achieve certain strides as far as volleyball is concerned. But so far so good. Me I can say nyama ye any
day. So how is your drive with grassroots volleyball? I don't know how do you go about it, because you know say enkra na ombebe nyina ba be dan mpanifo no. What is the collaboration between you and maybe the GES in getting players?
And one of the big issues Ghana volleyball we've encountered previously, now very solid volleyball on the secondary school level. As a matter of fact, personally, me encountered volleyball when I was in JHS, but I mean, because of issues with the school system, I mean, there was some form of truncating. It was school volleyball, but now say a bit many school system no a collaborative as I know Kasano ya request be from FIVB, which is an empowering programmer, or more FIVB, which is our world body, or my approvia to support juvenile football. So we are looking
juvenile
at
volleyball.
Volleyball. So we are looking at partnering with the various regions,
right.
Any educational institutions, to see how best we can implement that. And it's something that we are looking at it strongly.
But you mentioned the international body that you are affiliated to, and PMP, so Football Association is a FIFA subvention, Sikaba, normally I federation, no, athletics is so how much be. Volleyball, what kind of support do you receive from the international body?
And no, the to say football,
I didn't hear. And it's support. Mr. Tetteh, how is the support from the international body that you are affiliated to?
I can say the support is general, right? That comes in competitions or subvention that cuts across the continent. So continent no body a regulated volleyball CAVB,
right?
And a web body near FIVB. Now FIVB no a supported countries are ball modern volleyball mu
okay.
Say America say
like you can't be.
You can't.
I didn't see.
You can't because they said the American until the last Africa Union Games no. You involve major competition bia sir.
I didn't see.
Sikasemia. Sikasemia. But last 2 years, yenya akwanya be the call outside. Yes, Kenya Croya, ya no one board, do almost winning a 3-2. No, me say, word body who say, almost my chance, you bet to me, I agree. Following from that, no, you far bronze in the Africa Union Games. It is said that you can say a coy and ink or do Pempensubia, almost who say, ye boy a home modern, almost best support here. To say volleyball empowerment program me Nyabema Airkan. It's like a pilot project omude maye. Me say within a week ya na enya sa approval no. Omude bema for grassroots development of volleyball for a period of 3 months. And within the 3 months, on be sure say ejuma no cause to me ya ni year omo assure us on bema 6 months.
Okay.
When we succeed further, they will give us 1 year until time I to me and say, okay, in Africa, no, you adopt Ghana aka countries ya adopting no ho enu there you do sa pempenso na financial support from there, but until we get there no we nya sa support because argument ni say discuss ko amanoni a nya mfaso bia was because development no but said there say ho expected development no, but from what they have seen so far no now worry say support here ye better me the baby aba enti yesu ye patch say aban no ni atiefo mboa volleyball very important say the youth no make can say ya kwanya wo fa so a wo better me anya adwuma volleyball in Greater Accra especially no teams who teach through your security services.
Right.
Eti ubo modern getting employment by volleyball no enyedi. There are other players from the regions omuye very good. Almost unya contracts call outside. Mini ukasa ye players bebre ewo contracts wa manoni omu bo volleyball earning a very good income. Eti mejidi say ye nya samwa na ye hwehwe no na ye do ye nima. Support no beba.
Right. Mekaise Yetwabamao in 2023.
Good.
You seem to have a very solid, group of people working with. The University of Ghana Head of Sports Directorate, Yera Austin Lugutra is your vice. Mpacho Mubaye, then I would bet me do say Siso Akase between 2023 and Sabri, Motima achieve with Ghana volleyball.
Good. With the support of the board, you were able members.
Sure.
They said they will can be Minua Bema.
Mohammed.
Yes. Or a chartered accountant, or the knowledge, the experience in Bois volleyball.
Right.
Dr. Austin Lugutera, a year head of sports development with Legon.
Oh, University of Ghana.
Your vice president.
Sure.
Hereby, you try say. You better focus on developing the volleyball from the grassroots. We started from building a very solid technical team. Almost social players, no. And I have no doubt, since the period of 2023 to this time you are talking about, no, we have about 25 players. Ya invite them omo professional ewa manoni.
Now with President, Ghana will players ombo volleyball dudu oni bedru 20 wabruchi.
More than that.
Hey, and they form part of our national team.
They form part of our national team. Ebinu war Grace, Ebinu war North Africa.
Omo club sides
omo professional volleyball.
All products of Ghana volleyball.
Exactly. Omo professional volleyball. Enti ye were players about what we say ebi obi born in volleyball war Grace. Now your competition with her. Here to me nyaska mfani pa number.
Just come to ticket.
Exactly.
But it's not your responsibility to do that. It's the ministry's responsibility.
It's the ministry's responsibility. But again, you can see that the ministry is taking care of over 40 disciplines. And sometimes finances are woefully inadequate. Their subvention is not the best, but they have supported us in their own way. In the African Games, he say, no, I'm providing a ticket. My players be a pese.
But beyond the African Games.
Beyond the African Games, no, I would say, ball major competition be last year and this year is internal.
Right.
But this year, no. Let me say, your teams no qualify for African Club Championships. No, na share name say in the month of April. No, I think a man call Nigeria, a man call Nigeria, a man also call Libya. And the share say Omubenyaska I raise team no to that level. Ombeko compete.
Right.
Bahon so I say strictly. It is a football. Say, let's say Kumasi Asante Kotoko winning league. Or African Championship. And yet, the responsibility of the government so much. But when it comes to national, no, we will say it's their responsibility. So we are sure and say, Yabenya Free and Kofua, Omupe volleyball. Unfortunately, no, some Americans say, you can volleyball, but Nkofua bebre who volleyball. What's it? Nkofua bebre who volleyball. And they said they are more afraid. Yes, other media stations say, project volleyball. Because uhu volleyballer, you will love it. Uhu volleyballer, you will love volleyball. I can sit down in my spare time and watch volleyball for hours, sometimes till daybreak, because it's my passion.
Okay.
But uhu volleyball at that level, want to mean follow volleyball. All we see around is this recreational volleyball. Sometimes we play at the beach. We don't watch competitive volleyball. So a better say, media stations also broadcasting matches, maybe past or live matches of volleyball. I bet youth na passion no for it.
One other factor, there's another issue about availability of facilities. Is it over Kobia Park be a ball so now a penalty be near the trim na ye volleyball. Quamben a bit ma fasoma Alice ball. Ye benya baby and crown bit me about now they become matured to start playing professionally because in Pempino baby ye chance volleyball no any standard in Pune yakase ye the chen crab.
Yeah, that's true. I think any one of your limiting factors as far as Ghana volleyball concerned, because you say they be a can say about indoor volleyball. Now indoor volleyball no yambono abonting. It's but your courts now your Ghana no I think say about 95% and 99% of volleyball courts in Ghana courts are the cement ni more na abonting.
And yes standard.
And yes standard. That's not how indoor volleyball should be played. Don't say your volleyball and your beach volleyball.
Okay.
Beach volleyball a sandy area.
Right.
Maybe and I say you can improvise say a sand area.
That's right.
In court now I build this court no. But indoor volleyball and can say born in an auditorium and I say in the gym.
Yeah.
And any major issues are as a matter of fact no and any one of issues are your players na kasano.
I'm complaining.
Yeah. Because on say all African games is here boy. Ideally third position na ye win man and a fourth na ye win man
and a
good position
aban reward them aban man bibi
aban my players ni bi
that's good
like generally no one say wow baby ni bi
that's
no moment of course yes we are benefited from that
awesome
in the course of play no only Egypt ni court ni na ni auditorium
international
standards wa and almost system no more bono high oko Kenya the same thing, Rwanda the same thing. As a matter of fact you betimi aka say the first gym yetimi enya aye abind there yetimi
Boteman
apart
from Boteman facility you need bisa Ghana
ha your gyms are privately owned. You have to pay a lot of money.
So why have you been playing your international matches before Boteman came?
That's the truth. Yes. They're born outside and the interference of wind.
That's what I'm saying.
When the issue talk say yeah, and it's not the best. It does not grow the game. As a matter of fact, we share the game in an auditorium. Now share no abontia. Say there's
totally different.
Oh, it's one major issue and infrastructure is a cost intensive. Oh. Entimi yet to say Ghana Volleyball Association ye be fa ye pe na yetimi akakọ ye bibisa ye be hia say aban ne di ne hu be gym and I say corporate Ghana di ne hu be gym na o ma hwe sha ye betimi a erect sa makeshift auditoriums ni bi all across the country e be boa ye volleyball no entino that is it with the infrastructure bit ye hope say enu no be improve it drastically say enu no timi improve it dia at the end of the day, a bit grassroots volleyball no yetime developing here. But that does not deter us from doing the bit that we can do from the association side.
And I know you're under 20 national team. Now, more Niger, you guys went on a bus. Okay.
Let me say your travels in
Africa. Bus
yeah, the bus now.
So that leads me to my question. Young name say Ministry of Sports is here the recreation account. Sika was the Ghana Sports. The budgetary allocation is woefully inadequate. A Chinese BTA president for the first State of the Nation address me and shared the woman Ghana Sports. But does the Volleyball Association feel neglected in terms of government assistance and support?
Any dear, oh, share other disciplines apart from footballer, Obiabe Felisa, because sometimes we teach our Felisa, and in a particular, whole tournament in Po, one tournament I apart from ticketing. Any extra thing that you be here, offer player or both football national team, senior football, the winning bonus, it beats me the Aquaba. So that is how bad you feel.
Wow.
When
the winning bonus of a Black Stars player
10,000
can take care of the entire traveling cost of a national volleyball team.
Yeah, you ticket it can take care of us. Oh, that's how bad sometimes you feel. Say, but sometimes you just have to deal with it as you go, because your players need to be call mbaye enka say okay. $100. They spend this number of days. That's ideally how it's supposed to be, but that doesn't happen. That rarely happens.
The national team need to government does not spend on the national team.
There be na ye konankasa board members na atoto omonsa no eko.
Na say team ni nyamodia
but this is what we have. Ejuma yesi ebeye no nti no ye hwe nkwala no na nkwala no good number qualify. Let me give you a typical example. Last year the board no ekeka omonsa no pushi ye U19 beach volleyball 2 years with extra 4 senior players on the guide any one coach. We did yenya support sa antimi anko qualifiers no e Abidjan.
Right.
Your boy home more to 2 insano your Felicity yen push you push you by bus to Abidjan. Omuko D second the whole of Africa.
Wow.
Volleyball. That's Emmanuel and Eben. Qualify for World Championship in China. 2 months time. As a matter of fact, board members accommodation ahead of time because they wanted us to secure the slots.
Sure.
Hoping say ministry be raise ticket amaya keke na boys na ko. Omanye nti sika na ye tua accommodation no class no kana sika na hye.
Wow.
So it's sometimes painful, but that is where we are. These boys so they hosty boys no Legon. But they no more until you try for accommodation, feed, bibia, a training for that number of days or mudi 50 only to have to tell them that they will not be able to go. Look at the emotional investment, training time, and all of those. Just tickets to China for 4 people.
So you have a financial background, and I'm sure obviously your marketing brains are working as well. But you're beyond relying on government to meet the standard before the international bodies start giving you subsidies. Then I'm waiting as a federation to also raise funds for your activities.
And any idea this year, yes, strongly, but won't say a hand in hand.
That's right.
One of the things that corporate bodies say almost sponsor. What is the benefit that accrues to them? As a matter of fact, before this time, na almost sponsor is a national teams tax rebate, tax
exemptions and all that. Yeah.
Any but those things are no more existing. No sponsor or share baby a benefit. Of let's say and benefiting in terms of on mileage or opening there is no way of beba. But yes, so year to 2 year because say this year rebranding, your publicity, any your marketing strategies be I reckon say to 2 any year now at the end of the day no it's not attractive this great bodies no meeting about blind but no so no be here government pushing kakra because upo no that is where it is the government need to me push kakra now when to me and maybe at the spotlight and a tools so they will not even see it to want to be part of you or affiliate themselves with you. And so this year we are looking at that strongly and going forward say bit me attractive. And these are some of the mediums you may use and all of that.
Okay, so the deputy minister designate for education, Clementa Park, or there are two just said extensive collaboration with the sports minister. Now, Yama school sports, a pager, and they will even ensure that they will get funding for school sports. Because a good news, ma federation beat itself volleyball.
A absolute brilliant idea. We need that back because school sports, that is where obetimi enya the big talents, from where they from at that level, and that interest, As a matter of fact, some president can say who will be in volleyball. Say the older generation in volleyball because they've encountered volleyball one way or the
exactly.
other. School
personally,
level, SHS and JHS level. What you say?
Yeah.
But since I have volleyball, any sports at secondary cycle level, the fee and I say any too
active, yeah.
Ama nkofu bebre enhye that encounter it is the reintroduction of this sports at secondary school levels now. I believe strongly say it will go a long way to help us, and the association itself is well positioned to ensure that we support this.
Okay, let me move back to President George Tetteh. President, now Oka said the motion him some about a national volleyball league, but I'm thinking, hey, feasible. How are you going to do it? Are you going to zone the country? Now, maybe I want a southern and northern sector. Now, you are a pet champion of champions. How are you going to take? Because the financial implications and logistic implications will be very there.
Exactly as you are saying, Usha, yeah, to me, bonnet to say about football.
I want to say, yeah.
Tamale United.
Maybe you are Kotoko.
Exactly. Yeah, to me,
and
the first phase of the league system is the regional league that we have been playing for years. We are not going to disturb.
But the regional league, no, is it across all regions? And I say, baby, why a movie?
It's across all regions except Volta North.
Volta North.
Exactly. And this year, I think, sir, we have inaugurated the association there.
Okay.
Until the GD say almost Ubebo. But right. Apart from there, all the 15 regions, Omubo Regional League. Omubo Regional League now, you call what we call the National Championship. A few things be normally. Omo to me sponsor players to Accra and Western region, baby, I
sure.
But this time, I had to compulsory say the league we are playing is national. The first phase is the regional level. Until we are about what we call the quota system, depending on the number of things
region numino.
Quota. Until at the end of the day, in the month of October, ending of first week of November. The second phase of the league would comprise of all winners and runners up, and maybe third and fourth, depending on the number in the particular league. Yekoshia, Yebebo championship no.
Okay.
The
national champion
for the national. And the winning league no Greater Accra and now Eastern Bebiano, we are a regional champion. By the end of the day, we have to meet the second phase now.
So it's only the second phase that can determine a national champion.
Exactly. Because football, back critical, northern zone and southern zone. So, countries baby were so no mudi shas here.
Okay.
But yet, where you shed on your day. And if we say, no, fatting be
any possible.
Accra, Uncle Bow, Upper West, and now from Ashanti region to Volta, a behaging.
Pacho, Ghana has a new sports minister. Oba our promises say 1 year football minister, like his predecessors have done. Oba a minister for all sports. He's going to give equal attention to all sports. And he's going to ensure there are alternative means of funding other than relying excessively on government. But as a minister, can Ujini D. Now, we say, Ebeboa federations be to say volleyball now.
Oh, Mijinidi, Minina encounter pen, and he's a man of action. He's a man of his words. But problem what he say, yeah, Ghanaians and Kasano, yempe change.
Okay.
You saw what happened to Malam.
Sure, I did.
You saw what happened to other people like Honorable Neil and Van der Poel who wanted to bring a change.
Sure.
People will stand against you. But you have to be resolute because what you are doing is not for an individual. You are looking at the future. Ghana here, no. What we know is football. I can bet you, let Ghana lose out of this World Cup. They will call for the head of the minister, even though
he's not playing.
Exactly. He has not spent time in office. But they will blame the coach, they will blame the players, they will come back, fire the minister, But the minister was not appointed because of football. He's supervising about 40 disciplines. So if one discipline has failed, what offense has he committed?
Sure.
So if you will be given the free hand to work, I think President Swaman a mandate say on develop all disciplines, beginning with football. Football is a passion from our infancy. We knew football, we play gutter to gutter, we grow up with it. So we agree, we all love football. If Ghana is at the top there, we love it. But if the going is not there, you don't force it.
That's
because
true.
The investment we put into football, I believe that if that same investment is put into athletics, boxing, volleyball, handball, other disciplines, the nation will be up there. You understand? Look at a country like Jamaica. Athletics. They are noted for athletics, and they are always there. They concentrate there, and they get the results. But it seems to me, say, we are living on past glories, that Ghana is a football nation, But today, any other country means Ghana, they put us down, embarrassingly. We are not saying, say, there is no hope there. You understand? But where there is competition among the federations, everybody knows, say, support you.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, one discipline
it's taking a chunk of
taking the chunk of everything. So you go to ministry, there's no money. The little money there, we are struggling with basketball, handball, cricket, badminton, what have you. But you see another sport, like my brother said, they go and play, even the hotel they stay in, their hotel bills can sponsor volleyball for months. Can sponsor maybe half of a year program. The winning bonuses they get can sponsor us to travel. So when you go and they say there is no money for you to travel, how do you feel? Last 2 years, when did we go to Egypt?
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, but Nations Championship for Egypt.
Yeah.
They do final stage. Even the participation fee had not been paid. We paid the participation fee by the federation. Now, feeding and accommodation had not been paid at the time. We were on the court going to play a match against Tanzania. And the organizers told us that
Munchu affiliation fee.
Yet your affiliation fee, no. Federation nankasa board no na tia. But hotel ni feeding no na yen tia. Almost say mayembo. So they held us up. But were saying, say, oh, the statutory period for them to stay off the court is up, so they should be declared champions.
Wow.
went on and off, our ambassador had to step in. Before, how can you? And they just walloped us. We made them at another stage, and they were no match for us. But that is where it is. It's so embarrassing. Minjin say football beko.
And I thought I'm also reading an article done somewhere in November last year, where Dr. Lugutera is complaining about Abrebia Namunya 10,000 USD. Akobo Olympic qualifiers, mo nyanko.
I said, Manuko de Empesa, Beckham Hansen. Yeah, a boy, a home modern. At your ticket, accommodation, what have you for the boys to go? So as you can now, me can once and cry, ever seen the young refunding my.
Wow.
So Uber say it's for the love of the game that we follow it. It's just for the love of the game that if we leave it, it will die off.
Yeah.
So we have to hold on to it for the youth now. Omu war a ye passion in volleyball. Omu be trade profession anya baby ako ana ejuma ana se baby. I can say that countless number of youth have gotten employment through volleyball.
Sure.
Both in Ghana and outside. So for the little effort I be achieve your dream. But he said the minister can need the bus or best standing on his grounds.
Now uncle political talker.
Exactly. Sometimes you can't blame them. Because say maybe you know, and yet what do we call it? But the interest, the passion they put into it. Let me tell you, I started playing volleyball around 1987.
Okay.
Up till today, it is only 2 ministers of state that I have seen sitting down to watch volleyball.
And I know Neil until be one. I don't know crowd.
Oh, and they mean perceive in Kohokra because I'm very political.
Uncle.
Only 2 ministers. That
and on my volleyball national team.
I am telling you, and it's like we are looking
for. Abrano unyom no tutu kwan.
Anyway,
yeah.
For this number of years, omunya time, but me feel say, and as I see a ball basketball, na minister tiho. Yeah, you a match and
motivation crama players,
shaky players.
Yeah.
Obi back and say, oh, ball cry, baby beba, over to me a chair president in some. And it's gotten involved into a sport. When you are going for sponsorship, they know you are big wigs behind you.
Previously, like ministers or people in authority for sports have not paid attention.
Let me be blunt. We put square pegs in round holes. Wow. I can squarely tell you that there are ministers who had been there. If you ask them how many players play in a handball match, they don't know. How many players comprise a team for a handball? A proper handball, they don't know, but they are there. Who call Vetia? Are they ever beside and say Blaster is down? What are you going to do to help Blaster come out, Ghana soccer to come up and what? But they forget that you are coming to superintend a ministry that is taking care of about 40 disciplines. You get me? And you don't know the nitty-gritties and whatever goes into it, how it is played, you don't know. So at the end of the day, what do you expect the person to do? But if they will change their mentality, like you are mentioning some of them did very well. I cannot blame all of them.
Sure.
But some also did abysmally.
Right. Okay, we are nearing wrap-up time on this interview with the Volleyball Association of Ghana. Mohammed, so moving forward, what should the general public expect from Ghana volleyball? Now, a message be potential investors in volleyball in the corporate world.
Yeah, so near me can say this year no, yeah, will be 10 competitions I will say yeah attending on a national level.
Wow.
Yeah, be 10. Yeah, well, Women's African Club Championship, Men African Club Championship, Men
Please,
U20.
I beg you, before you continue, this thing might just skip me. There's a message from an executive council member of the Ghana Football Association who is listening to the program.
Very well.
He was actually our special guest yesterday, like you're also here today. His name is Nana Safu Odro, and he brings in this message. He says, please ask your guest, football is just not the passion of the state, but also brings in money through gate fees, remittances, etc. We share their pain. They share your pain, but they think that football is equally self-financing to a point. As if football no credit is kaba, it is kabra mine more, but volleyball mun fashion.
Okay, let me answer in this way. Say, if football goes the same downward trend it is going, it will come to a time financially it will be worse than volleyball. And like I told you, the federation is said that they have selected countries they support. When we get into that bracket, they will support it. Do you know what Kenya gets from volleyball? They get over $100,000 per month. We are not there yet, but we compete with these countries. Kenya, what do we call them? The number one country on the continent,
Egypt.
You understand? And when Egypt won the gold, what they said was that they thank God they didn't meet Ghana in the final because it could have been a different story. This is a competition that we have not been attending. But in our first attendance, we played Egypt at the semi-finals. And this is what they had to say. When we get there, I'm telling you that the money volume is unimaginable. Listen, the world president, I had an occasion with him, and he told me that volleyball is the second richest federation in the world.
Oh, sir.
But he did not invest money into countries that are not up there. He has done it for years. And people go and the scoreline they bring, some of them take under 4, under 5. And I told him, there is no country in this world that can beat Ghana under 5. That one I can assure him, no country in the world. At any level, be it beach or indoor. So he is yet to know what we can offer.
Right.
So if we think about the fact that football brings, where does the money come from? Do you think corporate bodies will continue to invest when you always go and you are losing?
No, beyond the corporate body even bringing in, FIFA, for instance, gives the GFA money for several projects of them. CAF for competitions and all that. So
exactly.
That's what he was trying to say.
Exactly. I don't think CAF will continue to give money to a country that has not surfaced at a nations tournament before.
That's right.
But they support, and they are not getting anything. So you need to compete and be there before you get the support. We are not against any discipline. Government can do everything within its limits.
Right.
You understand? But when one federation is not taken care of, and you go there, no money, and they pay somebody's ticket, hotel, accommodation, winning bonus.
Per diems.
And what we are looking for is the winning bonus of one Black Star player to be able to travel with the whole team.
That's interesting.
So, talking about what they bring in, is neither here nor there. I'm a football fan. I go to stadium even from my infancy. Sometimes we get to the stadium at 9 o'clock. Waiting for players to come at 3 to watch football. I don't go again because the passion is not there.
Maybe because now you are doing volleyball.
No.
But just to add to what,
okay, Mohammed.
My president is saying.
Yes, sir.
You know, he made reference to the fact that they are able to collect gate fees and all that.
Sure.
But
of which percentages go to the NSA?
Absolutely. But you ask yourself, who built those stadiums?
Government.
Of course. We've had stadiums built for football for how many years now? It was only last 2 years we got Botema. The whole of Ghana. It was only last year we got an indoor
standard volleyball
court. And as a matter of fact, the volleyball court that was built, they are supposed to use air conditioners in the auditorium.
There are fans there, right?
There are no fans.
Senior.
There be fans in the
Air condition senior.
Air condition was hot, but the air condition actually, as we followed, was an afterthought. It was built without the provision of air conditions until inspections were done and we realized that they could not play the game. And the air conditions came on board. And so if you want to compare some of those things, I mean, football has had support from when? Since we were all kids and all that. Even when some of us were not born, we knew that football had support here and there. But volleyball, what we are trying to say is that volleyball also has the potential.
Right.
And given the needed support, even a little support, we will be able to also give the same results as football.
To add up to what he's saying, if my memory serves me right, when I started playing volleyball, I think the team on top at the time was Cadbury Rangers, followed by Nizam, the police service, and what have you. In a particular match involving Cadbury Rangers and Nizam at the Lebanon House, it was built by the government. It was rented by the Lebanon for volleyball, basketball. There. In that particular match, they did take a gate fee. It was reported in the paper, and they got about 9,000 or 90.
Even in those days.
In those days. Why couldn't we continue? We don't have a single gym. We have football field, standard football field across all the regions. So, the parameters are not the
completely
same.
different. All right. Your final words on the show before we wrap up here on the Sports Park. It's been amazing having you guys, but unfortunately we have to wrap up for our segments of the show. So your final words.
I will plead with all to come on board to help volleyball. Not only volleyball, but other lesser supported sports.
Yes, sir.
Especially the media, you have a part to play. Absolutely. We are very happy we are here today that you are ready to project volleyball. We invite other media houses to do same. We expect the media houses, print media, to also report volleyball. And we expect that the ministry will give us a backing, not only to volleyball, other lesser sponsored disciplines, so that we can also make inroads into the corporate world and other bodies to support the sports.
All right, Mo.
I mean, mine is a special appeal, and my appeal is to corporate Ghana to see how best they can partner with us. We have a lot of programs we believe strongly can tie into some of the things they are looking at, and we can grow the partnership going forward. And also to the people that be in the Max Media Group, I would want to appeal to you if you could come on board and be our partner, media partner.
We will.
As far as volleyball is concerned.
It's a promise. We will. We will.
Thank you very much.
We are currently partners of the Ghana Boxing Authority for the Greater Accra, for the National Boxing League. It's actually a novelty we've introduced, and it's been doing well. We're in our third season for the Professional Boxing League.
Last 2 years, is it Farhan? If I'm getting the name right, we had wanted to do something with Super Volleyball Championship.
Right.
Fadi
Fatal.
Fadi, yes. We had wanted to do something with Super Volleyball Championship, but it didn't happen. But I'm hoping that we can do something.
Not in sport. We are in for you. We're grateful for your time, President George, Tetteh, and Mohammed. God bless you so much.
Thanks so much.
Yes, sir.
God bless you.
God bless you too. This is the Sports Park, live on your television, Max TV, and live on your radio, Max FM 89.7. We've been hosting officials of the Ghana Volleyball Association. We are grateful and we are excited to have gotten involved in this talk for volleyball in Ghana. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk more, but this time on football.
League now. You call what we call the national championship. A few things be normally. Omo sponsor players to Accra and Western region. Sure. But this time you had to compulsorily say the league we are playing is national. The first phase is the regional level. until we bought what we call the quota system. Depending on the number of things,
region numino.
You be mamu quota. Until at the end of the day, in the month of October, ending of first week of November, you bought the second phase of the league, which comprise of all winners and runners up, and maybe third and fourth, depending on the number in the particular league. You bought championship no.
Okay.
The
national champion
for the national. It will win league no Greater Accra and now Eastern Bebiano. We are a regional champion. By the end of the day, we have to make the second phase now.
So it's only the second phase that can determine a national champion.
Exactly. Because football back critical, northern zone and southern zone. So countries be brave so no mudi share.
Okay.
But yet where ya shed and yet. When if we say na fatin be
any possible
Accra Enko Bowo Upper West and now from Ashanti region to Volta be hard.
Pacho, Ghana has a new sports minister. Oba our promises say 1 year football minister like his predecessors have done. Oba a minister for all sports. He's going to give equal attention to all sports. And he's going to ensure there are alternative means of funding other than relying excessively on government. But as a minister, can ujini di now we say ebeboa federations bit is a volleyball now.
Oh, me jinidi, me nina encounter pen, and he's a man of action. He's a man of his words. But problem what he say, yeah, Ghanaians and Kasano, yempe change.
Okay.
You saw what happened to Malam.
Sure, I did.
You saw what happened to other people like Honorable Neil and Van der Poel who wanted to bring a change.
Sure.
People will stand against you. But you have to be resolute because what you are doing is not for an individual. You are looking at the future. Ghana here, no, what we know is football. I can bet you, let Ghana lose out of this World Cup. They will call for the head of the minister, even though
he's not playing.
Exactly. He has not spent time in office. But they will blame the coach, they will blame the players, they will come back, fire the minister, But the minister was not appointed because of football. He's supervising about 40 disciplines. So if one discipline has failed, what offense has he committed?
Sure.
So if you will be given the free hand to work, I think President Swamani mandate say on develop all disciplines, beginning with football. Football is our passion from our infancy. We knew football, we play gutter to gutter, we grow up with it. So we agree, we all love football. If Ghana is at the top there, we love it. But if the going is not there, you don't force it.
That's
because
true.
The investment we put into football, I believe that if that same investment is put into athletics, boxing, volleyball, handball, other disciplines, the nation will be up there. You understand? Look at a country like Jamaica. Athletics. They are noted for athletics, and they are always there. They concentrate there, and they get the results. But it seems to me, say, we are living on past glories, that Ghana is a football nation, But today, any other country means Ghana, they put us down. Embarrassingly. We are not saying there is no hope there. You understand? But where there is competition among the federations, everybody knows
Young finance young comma Kivo Foods, Oma Dalma, and yade sports park no air bro. Kivo 4-in-1 Gary soaking mix. Wama Gary soaking aye easy eye. The only news you Gary wom a citre wom and katia wom milk womu. What I say Gary no grill and katia no so kama pa. And in two baby bed in intent temako to Juma soa and no pay we numre. Make up for Kivo 4-in-1 Gary soaking mix amao. Womu tai chini di jumediano air bro. You can enjoy it at the office, boarding house, or anywhere. Will be to me then. Nyawumu anything we do any retail shops and our markets be a benwa ubehu say ye ton Kivo Foods ni bi wo ho na bibia so etimi akon kan kan unu say adwade nkratui FDA tintim so ama to me say yemfemra ahwefo ene atiefo. Jimmy Carragher, a former Liverpool player. Na ono ankasa sensi akan edema England. Jimmy Carragher akan sembi afa African Cup ye bono Ghana tournament ye dia hwahwo enwo se ya gine 4 times free 82 Ghana ntimi nyibe no. Jimmy Carragher se aputo kai enye tournament papa bia or say it's not even a big tournament if you see many challenges. Carragher say ube winning major awards as an individual player. And also shine with major competitions big. It be a Champions League, Euros, and a World Cup. And you be near AFCON. You know, he said that in relation to the comparison between the form of Mo Salah now and other players with regards to winning the Ballon d'Or. Now, same way, okay, nipa bebrebo anyo, including on former playmate Rio Ferdinand, also ignorant to say that. As me kai okay is on dot abrochen waka. But if you have konya intiman kobi, I no cranty, ye trigger for aboso. I feel the other half corner crying tournament papa bia. Yankoni yankoshenti and Sima, Jimmy Carragher, Eddie Tudra, near Resampeni and Pa baby fano, or deep muka, and as the Okanawa. Let's revisit that soundbite and video.
With Egypt, and he's probably not playing in the major tournament as such, or maybe got a great chance of winning. I think it's either the Champions League or the major tournament. Normally, the player who excels in that. You know, you're looking at sort of Vinny Jr. and Mbappe right now. Real Madrid looking really good, going for the Champions League. Liverpool will be in that conversation, but right now, he's certainly the front runner. And Roy, what you've just said there in terms of getting maybe more trophies and league titles, that could actually put him above probably Kenny Dalglish and Steven Gerrard in sort of where he ranks in terms of Liverpool legends, because I think right now he's right on their shoulders.
Just say AFCON is a major tournament because a lot of people are a bit saying people not taking that. Say, AFCON is a major tournament, just so you don't.
No, well, Egypt are not going to win the World Cup, are they?
No, but AFCON is big, wasn't it? Remember when him and Mane was going for it and the league? I'm just saying AFCON.
It's a fact. It's a fact. If you win the Euros or you win the Copa America, it's deemed to be big, so the AFCON's in the same level.
Well, I hope he's got a big mantelpiece because he might be adding the Premier League title to who
Sky Studios, it turned into a debate. That was Danny Sturridge, and then Michael Richards, Roy Keane, and Jimmy Carragher, all of them, you know, England former players, arguing. But could you also have in your big and your major tournament? You don't really get true champions from there in terms of individual honors. I think by Africans have not taken it lightly. But then we had an off-air conversation with a top official of our game. You see, Ghana Black Stars players now mukurano. Omo kiki omo AFCON qualifiers. Any competition no krano. And you're completely different from their approach to the World Cup. Into Jimmy Carragher be no dika, but it's a subject that is up for discussion now. Na ebeko manoso na yene yenua wono African football experts. New Adams, or African football expert. Na Africa there, Upomwa omye very in depth in the game on the continental. Meaning say Obeko Eja New Adams so. Ya enim ni party a friend Samba. Into way Samba time on Max TV. Hi, good morning, Samba.
Good morning.
Samba, but oh, town I say oko.
Oh, my free town.
Oh, Mr. Next time they are my yes, sir.
Mate.
All right. Whether you about one yep and yasem a secret crew. Jimmy Carragher, I don't know ye England ni. Or there are two just say you have gone in a big competition. A lot of people have disagreed with him, and so issue is so raise a lot of talking point. And yes, so you are the reference point to the African game. And you perceive you are drinking if I see me home. Intina ya bound chain.
Okay, that's it. Well, Demi Karaga, some of kind, it's an opinion of majority of Europeans. Europeans to do na sano mufili. Demi Karaga, it's about Tiamabeka. It's sanity, but as Africans, net Demi Karaga, and also be outside Africa, and a bit rather tournament to me, a major and a train major. Yankastana or who say major tournament at my and in the past history and in recent times, Obian Sunim say AFCON is the biggest football competition, a football tournament in Africa. Competition being a sign African Cup of Nations. Yako Cote d'Ivoire, Yako Cameroon, Yako Kobe, so I have African Cup of Nations. And I'm African Cup of Nations now. That countries no host countries let to and Abidjan, Abidjan to Paris, Abidjan, FHA, a lot of cities for Africa because of many opportunities on both to AFCON and more SCC Kolo at the train tournament. And the Mikaga, yes, in opinion, my home for Atro Madrid, Ahmed Hassan, formerly captain of Egypt national team, or we have AFCON 4 times. We have players which is Mohamed Al Mohammadi, Ball, Boma Aston Villa, other premiership teams. Honestly, Egypt, also have a candidate, Didier Drogba. A lot of players about Bontiaba responded to Jimmy Carragher. And Jimmy Carragher, Nankasano, I bet you to say yes, indeed, a major tournament in Africa. And say Jimmy Carragher, Africa, or African, I'm sure say AFCON tournament or boy be or bet cancel our history, no. And the uncle, the back history home. So or the AFCON will be used for me. Sure say by now. We can call Jimmy Carragher fear the first medal will be the actual. So about African Cup. It look I say more on the defining any tournament. Any Akasayo ruler also play. Right. A tournament, echo. A lot of happenings. Abantinama, the any other people. They feel say AFCON no and need that kind of value, no, compared to the other tournament I born Europe any World Cup, no, because Africa now most of the times it we say own goals and own goals we be saying which mean by a player not club or Europe which not convince player and say no man be AFCON no. And the player the indeed it becomes a point. So na se tournament no kura net tournament in the player na anko. Yeah, 2017 Cameroon about 6 to 7 players, including Andrew Onana, so Sina kind of Manchester United. We are fair. We invite them from Boma Cameroon. Of course, remember, almost more concentrated on more leagues or more. What I said, 7 good players, including Andrew Onana, Abrante Freno, Joel Makip, Boma Liverpool, Abrante Freno, Alane Nom. Among those players, how I see a tournament on the Boma others no, I respected tournament no. Some time ago, your players are AFCON Nibedua, or Mutimino clubs. Yes, I won't see any evidence there, but you can read meanings into happenings. No, it's okay. Be binti and I say inti na player no and Jan to which of the African Cup of Nations. I can give a whole lot of examples that. Only I know since African brothers are journalists. You know opportunity to see and vote to print.
Ebetimaka said some way somehow Carragher was ignorant, said Rio Ferdinand Eddie Amanen, because he makes the point that players like Riyad Mahrez, Didier Drogba, Samuel Eto'o, Mo Salah have all come to these tournaments and left clubs in the competitions.
Yes. Also, Assembly of Bekabiano. I think there's a contest to it.
Exactly. I think it was strictly down to the Ballon d'Or.
Yes, he was talking about the Ballon d'Or. Say, indeed, say, you can't achievement a player be in that kind of leverage, you know. So, by the Ballon d'Or, or no one is half con.
Yes, because and that one even brings to mind. Oponwia won the world best at the time he was not playing in the AFCON.
Yes, you see, this kind of awards, you know, it depends on a contest, or it depends on when the award is being given.
That's right.
Or when the vote. It could be, say, 1995, Oponwia winning, you know. I mean, let's say about AFCON.
There be more AFCON. The AFCON was played in 94 instead in Tunisia.
Yes.
And 96 in South Africa.
The same 95, you know, Yambo World Cup. The same 95, Yambo Euros.
Yeah.
So it becomes a bit debatable. So, get the tournament because so, and a player for be a GD or what. And we all know how loud these Europeans are. This Mohamed Salah thing, me, I believe he deserves to be the Ballon d'Or for next year or something like that. But let me give you a scenario. If Kylian Mbappe and Real Madrid edge Champions League, whether Mbappe was top scorer of whatever, whether Mbappe contributed, whether Vinicius Junior contributed or not, once they win the tournament, whatever Mohamed Salah will do, Omodi will overshadow because these Europeans are so loud about their tournament. Anything America say, any African also share loud about our competitions. We've seen how these Europeans are able to do it. If we say Rodri, J Ballon d'Or because of the or J Ballon d'Or because of Euros. Say the achievement people be able to do Vinicius Junior one. Not on Sarah Bruno Supi, but just the Euros no quantity. And the team man overcoming. I didn't see that. Say African footballer, African Cup of Nations, your boy we not player be abeje player of the tournament. Na yetinya hypona to the stage say sad de no quantity it we man no we Ballon d'Or. I didn't see that. Even so I say UEFA nominations are say the last two coaches who winning African Cup of Nations here. Ali Sisi and Abrante FNMS5. But FIFA awards for coach of the year by that two coaches here won't make no nomination. But in Aliano Scaloni, our nomination for winning Copa America. What I say now, Luis de la Fuentes for also winning Euros for also nomination for the same category. But MS5 and Ali Sisi won't winning the Amon. So these are the kind of things that goes on, and I think it is very, very sad. Say these are things people are counting on to reach the African Cup of Nations. But you see, whether they like it or yes, AFCON is our major tournament. It is Africa's biggest football competition. Today, it's in the Alco Egypt. People are rating Mohamed Aboutrika, Hussam Hassan, and other players ahead of Mohamed Salah. Despite the Mohamed Salah, you know, UEFA Champions League, the Premiership, the records of Premiership, you know. Egypt today, and the Alco Egypt, people don't regard him as the best to have ever come from Egypt, all because of winning AFCON. So that should tell you the sort of respect that Egyptians know over AFCON. It is the same everywhere on the African continent. So it is about us Africans to let the world know that AFCON is our biggest football competition. And I think we showed it in Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire tournament was one of the best. Every single match, also euphoria, also the excitement, the performance on the field, also social media trend, and I think we put in a lot of energy. That time, that period, the career about Premiership, other leagues there, but now the talk of town, African Cup of Nations. No, and so we should do more in Morocco, the world that we've come of age. Africa, yes, we had no, and you've been also be catching a medal and answer the medal. Yenian also a money medal. Said of more Europeans in South America for the I don't know, among more or my more competitions. I mean, Yenian, I pay I follow. San also to follow here. okay, I'm hoping Morocco will give us a very good tournament in December. Then probably we will build on that and go ahead. Morocco also have the chance to host the World Cup in 2030, and then they will do a lot of things to make sure they will put Africa on the world map again. Then we'll get that kind of attention and then respect. Jamie Carragher and Adrian Waka and Adrian Okano, a majority of Europeans, I don't know, anything about America, but we shouldn't let that be a problem to us. We should rather go on and prove him wrong. Say yes, indeed, the AFCON is say vote to Ballon d'Or, your African players. We should know how to vote for them. We should know how to campaign for them to also go and win the award.
Samba, New Adams, African football expert, and Ghana's topmost African football brain. Eradin Shaw, Sony Akasa. We've been educated and we are happy to have you on our show on Max TV. Yeah, that's it. Right, so that's New Adams. He's an African football expert, one of the finest you can get on a show like the Sports Park. Nanedu.
Nadakwa. Yeah, seven. Edion. Africa. Say Yankasa as continent. Yeah, can't kaka. To be honest. Oh, her point first year in Yamawaha. Anyway, Yankasa do baby. Ye nyamaye ye bu ye ho abom fiana inti o ha situation na find yourself na ne yade ba ko a ye betumaye ma ye nso ye flagship tournament no akonanim, and it starts from our leaders na yaba the playing body and the technical team. Menenu ye ha adwen e wo fa bi a family so for say ye mpanimfo e so mo ke kom ho kakra metia tum say me mani free ye the best AFCON tournament am di mani ehu e Ivory Coast de no e level a Patrick Mosepe or the AFCON na kwakodu, and I think Nana he can do more. Young Fred Alisson Becker or the Brazilian national team for a major tournament. Non can't tell Brazil say or person 7 Liverpool games binti a day before a tournament, or the private jet will do Brazil no about tournament like Andre Onana did with the Cameroonian national team. Okay.
Yeah.
Inti and no kwano I can't say which any team no musi I can say on any continents competition non respected. Okay, yeah, 2006 Michael Essien there no. Member. Yeah, this squad ni Korea in the weekend game. Now Obama Chelsea Football Club. Enti eno kwa na yade bia e kira yenya die na ye wa Africa ha ye bu na bomfia individually. Last year AFCON television right here African world e wo Togo. No mu win here. Ntom no mu distribute ma most of the television right we are for Nigeria including Sky Sports. Every time I hear AFCON no was Sky Sports no so a ye nye preview match ne so na ya de atoso ye wi na ye yi ne ye ma de foforo. It looks like ade ato o mo say ebia nipa bi esi aka in the Premier League eba tournament ni bi ti ye nyi keke ba ka ha de inform ho inti ye nipa no so when the competition like this e ko mo obi a uja na nse you do this you do this you do that inti ye ngasa ye pedi fo na wo krom ha no ayade ba ko ye di bu ye competition no ho abomfia they do ye on because me feel say from time I started with 4 teams ebedu na ye with 24 teams nana AFCON e improve AFCON level na tuma ko nanim say dey to me ko AFCON na Ghana to me qualify. You should tell you the level of competition about African football. So far to the eba na eba e matememu fo no so me feel say Jimmy Carragher what can sembe bra abrofo ne kika we meet together okay wouldn't perform to Europe near they didn't come over to crowd who in African e we Europe no person be show class of free ha oba Ghana ha no be hia ne dia they no go di home come to say there o ma kwetena ho na e bobra But when they are there, they behave as if they are there. How do you free? Say any pananga hani free hano. Your mindset is one of the reasons why you come to see way. Yambu. Obaka yere kwa AFCON B. Jordan Klopp a small come to see B in Africa. Sadio Mane money some of the players a guy on that particular issue. In command the cost we do some pempen so say. Hello, media me fu say. Manage to become guy enya adene. Okay? Copa America is one of the best tournaments. You in recent times in the world. So you go Copa America. The West and South American players no, I respected that competition no. And you super. But I am saying Copa America and not competitive like the Africa competition. And not competitive like the AFCON. Copa America you qualifies. Now competition I but say the Obo League now unco relegation. The level of competition at the same. Copa America you qualifies. Yeah, who teams in the way na qualify I'm one about the same here. Yeah, the way a manner you pass through and send the opportunity to crack about AFCON. And yet easy. So it should tell you the level of competition about your competition with you. Intermediate, the big guy as a person, you're finding time. Now you are mangasa team before no. See right here too. The level of air is improving compared to the last buyer.
I say, boy, no join the playing days over whom boy, Uncle be hard pa. We whom book a cranka. Jimmy Carga be a hard. But sometimes no, you see, near walk akumim. And sometimes if you say, if you know, and I think that this thing has been in the heart of many Europeans. Now, it's not really about the level of competition in Africa. It's not really about how much talent we have, because even the Europeans appreciate our talent. And it's about how prestigious our league is, or our African Cup of Nations is. Period. What's the prestige around the AFCON? And I think that Nana, but this one boy players no be brave, seriously. And even to some extent, CAF. You remember the other day, na me bisa say, Adintiana, Yeko FIFA Club World Cup, the winner of the UEFA Champions League, betray or finals and semi-finals. Adin, say, you was this continent. No, be a born in inter-club competition. Ye nya winner. Na ye ko boy, ye say bako. Ono the uncle train will be
the ball papa in Ebono Europe.
Who said so? Now the one they can say ball papa we are seeing na Europe near Ebono.
Only Ebono.
Then maybe who said no one so they can. Yes, because of the mindset. It's something they've created.
Who shy Ebono?
Yes, but to us you by
now Joe.
Nana.
Who shy ball papa we are seeing now.
Nana Africa ball your ball papa.
Unkano cre.
Oh nana. San Marino.
Cyprus in the crown. It's in Cote d'Ivoire.
You see, that's
let me just interrupt you and do this interview. Yakwa Omano, so you need the Director General of the National Sports Authority, Mr. Seth Pawan, Komo, and any information said the Accra Sports Stadium has been declared ready for Ghana versus Chad na Ghana no bono. And which, you know, other questions regarding safety and security enhancement protocols at GFA Diaba for the game. Honorable, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tony.
Pacho, Bibia Bokode. Yes, so Adum Yahoya Pa, Yadas said, and Waji opinion on your Becas or Max TV. Pacho, the National Sports Authority. Mudia Tuja say Accra Stadium are ready to host Ghana's next World Cup qualifier. Na mpacho and to trebe na Mudia go akwamu a mo share sa boy.
Oh, and to that na head share so Emma CAF inspectors budget to Musa Yebitimi boy qualifiers Accra Sports Stadium no. Sans to no young see who I mean what do we say young giant answer your conso so say the area na come on move here am G2 no busua yes ho so the bear bia enko chaga because your facilities now so far and na GF de koye and I'm G2 you know, and going forward, no, so now I'm sure for say calf for the capos and so, but among young but as it stands now, Accra Sports Stadium is ready for the qualifier.
But your Obekase Nansiana Abain Sesaye and an appointment of a new sportsman. Where they need ma in Kitaudia Bena Akoswo winning in Tem as the head of the NSA and the new sports minister in terms of our facility maintenance culture.
Yes, no, I did some of it on official basis though, but when you me ake and I was a member of the SWAL administration until yeah, can say or not what to tune and say what did they say or to tune and after opinion what never or National Sports Authority. You know, until I'm ready to draw, we'll have a joint meeting the Pakrona our Beji Bidi Breno ne Minister everything Akasa Jojo and Noma Bebre so there was a Motia Siena Abuti Wejuma Emma Ghana Sports Tumpon.
Interesting. Now, Quancha dear Ebefe is school with this arrangement. Yeah, sharing say Beboama, your qualifiers na come smoothly no. But Sika Modi CSC Stadium ne free never.
Oh, be free to do not free ministry or never.
Oh, okay, because Mibusa son said the IGFs will not come because the stadium is not being used for any activities. Intina Mibusa sa no.
Yeah, so Pepe and no man see our mechanic when show.
Okay.
Yeah, so and also amu you can amu awura suma amu boy but I mean subsequent to that no so before I ever call it's from a house of folk and Accra Lions amu beti me ama Accra Sports Stadium home, you know, in that they can return to that place anytime. Yeah, amu crowd. So amuna enti amunka. But anytime they want to play there, I think a green grass consultant Eddie Komono. I mean, we have seen the minimum games that can be played on the pitch. Yeah, and say first lieutenant for pressure and back in the society.
Right.
So I mean, everything is in shape here.
We're excited to hear that from you. But I will also say the concentration with regards to making the stadium ready for the Ghana game has been on the pitch, the dressing rooms of the two teams, and not necessarily the stands and, for instance, the washrooms for the fans. And also something saying.
Oh, so okay. Also, it's a whole system. It's a holistic approach. I hear the echo. Once you meet say calf by inspection, as a patient quantity, as a dressing rooms quantity, as a other facility near here, they would reject your venue. You know, and I don't cry more. Yeah, more do kanya pa. Yeah, man for cry any. Say they don't joke with sanitation. You know, I'm a banner facility venue and meat and those things. That they'll reject if your washroom is not good enough. They will equally reject it. If your media center or arena is not good, they'll reject it. You know, so everything must work together for good. Said the stadium should receive certification, and that has been done always. So, my name is Dia Sawe and free. people think that the washrooms and stuff are not. The last time I was by, NSA have cleaners, and beyond the staff cleaners, you know. I mean, on a match day, we have a sanitation agency and another contractor, to keep the venues clean. So the last game over, I'll be testify that even you will see the place very neat and a good energy vibe inside there. So we have tried to maintain that.
Okay.
The other challenge we're having is that now amount for be free or suicide sometimes walk into the gates to use the
washrooms. Yeah.
When water is not flowing, they are unable to flush and stuff, and they go. So internal security so they have tightened those security. Those gates have all been locked, and the case has been brought under control. So no manner I trust for the best of my knowledge.
Great. Ansana Obekono, Nancy, we lost a life. A football fan died because of hooliganism. And now Ghana Football Association, the clubs in Asia, including club owners, almost the enhanced security and safety protocols are bar. Woman in Ajatum say Omode Beye Juma. As the board chair of the National Sports Authority, what do you think about this step?
I mean, I receive more correspondence on the safety protocols, just as media outlets may publish here and but send for an official communication from them. And no by so your input I war say the best for legalism to Ghana football. I mean Ghana sports in general. No, you don't and no matter for Ghana sports. Sports is for entertainment, and so for people to have fun and not to go to the places and lose lives, and normally, I mean, we have a critical role to play.
Honorable Seth Paon, Yankupon Shaw, Yadase, Sir Onya Breni Akasa, and we wish you all the best, sir.
Thank you, bro. Yeah.
Hi, Max TV for sports, entertainment, and more. We've been speaking to the board chair of the National Sports Authority, and he's been honest and straightforward. Also, on I'm Kwanzuku, Abandada and Father, you might be Yebejano Quine. But Abain for free, before they lost power, Isaac Tetteh, the managing director of TT Brothers and the bankroller of Akachi All Stars, now or a board member of the National Sports Authority. It was during their time that now a conversation about privatization of the sports authority, activities in managing the stadium by. And see, in an exclusive interview with TT Brothers, which is going to air fully on Friday, or say, or your mind papa. If your mama calls him, say, Ome Sevia, or be you menu san say, why bida? Inte kebaya yempe nkofofo fo no meye no mu ntrechi enfemmoa na sports authority no samfa ntuma pa infra nti Isaac Tetteh, former board member of the National Sports Authority, after seeing the kind board chairman Akasa. No, first of all, let me even ask this one. You are once a board member of the National Sports Authority. Yes. You are called by President Mahama. Will you serve again on that board?
Look, to serve your nation is something that nobody in this world that loves his country will said when he has been called to serve, he will not serve. But sometimes, there's some position when you get a lock and you have been called before to serve and you have done your best. You leave the rest for others also to do their part because you have been there before. You have seen all. But if there's a little bit difficulties and your contribution is still needed and they think, you can do your best more there, why not? You'll be able to look at it and then serve. Or even you can be at back, as somebody who have served there before and still advise. It doesn't mean they should call you before you give the knowledge that you have or what you can do best to help your country, unless they call you to be part of the board before you do it. You understand? But if you know others who have also joined the board new, that they are your friends, you can also share your experience with them and advise them during your time what is good and what you did that is not help, and what they should also learn from that lesson and do it well. Because one day they will also leave the position and become like you. So it's something that some of us, we have get the privilege to serve on the highest level, and we thank God for our life. But we are still there. Now, even though we sit back, we share some of the experience with others, and then we try much as possible to help so that our nation will become better for all of us. Others did it before we came to meet, so why not? We can also help, and we are helping behind the scene.
Former board member of the National Sports Authority, Isaac Tetteh, on the heels of the kind board chairman's interview on Max TV. Said, "Yo, I'm the other car guy. Na yeko ana."
Really, as a more kaka ancient and also sir. MC Bro, so New Adams, then Diaba, and then also, and then they do as also hard to stick. I just feel saying, and we've not done ourselves any good, honestly, because now let's be honest. We share
one don't check competition now.
And yes, I mean check you. You see the sort of treatment out the competition and the man who say competition we top AFCON is better than the Copa America. Let's be honest with ourselves. What have you stayed late to watch a game during the Copa?
This is Brazil and Argentina.
No point what saying. Nana numpo buga sa buga omri Colombia shia buga sa
and you not down Coco Karate.
Nana be say boy you invited two teams mo we can home yebo almost send invitation come two teams. Look at the AFC but now you can't tell me say song won't even catch a human song Park Jin-sung na you can say Nakamura mo say when it's time for them to go and play in their AFC in January they should stay because when they come they will lose their spot. Nana if you are good enough you are good. I count most of the players they drew in the 2000s. Look at the number of players they be boa komomba. No, look at the number of players. It's who nana nipa na or no hono. Jamie Carragher saw these things. Nana he witnessed it. During 2006, you free a player. You player ma. Nana just he made no Adams made reference to 2019. When Cameroon called about 6 players or more rejected here. Andrew Nana, you can say Joao Matip, because now what was?
But interestingly, they won that tournament.
They won it into Georgian club. Later on, he came to call the tournament a small tournament because he feels at some point they needed players. Even players now also Mungobo. So let's not fault Jamie Carragher. We've created this mess ourselves. See a free player and somebody human song. Now Nobeka say Korea Kobobo AFC Championship into January or Koba Spurs will lose the place. What are you telling me? You see, you can't bias no swabem from FIFA because just recently Finalizima now born in the 80s now Finalizima is back again, and Finalizima is a tournament sanctioned by FIFA. Finalizima when the European champions any South American champions be share in a one-off playoff game but Bissau say how many continental tournaments near now so yet we picking the winner of Euros near the winner of Copa America near some Munkobo. It you Nyoji AFCON or when Nana ask yourself Nyoji AFC Championship or when so it looks like Nana bias need but it depends on how you brand your tournament. Now I think that's one thing we've lacked. And players me I feel that now some of our Ghanaian players didn't even show even African players are nyadi. They don't give the AFCON the match in their respect. Mo Salah should be winning. And then Rodri. I was looking at the numbers and Rodri wasn't in the Premier League team of the season. Now so Rodri in Spain J tournament here. Yes, Rodri is worthy of what the Ballon d'Or in the heading because of the Euros. What did he play at the Euros? So how can't you tell me that what Salah is doing? Even if Salah should get to the semi-finals, he doesn't even need to win the AFCON. Even the semi-final appearance at the AFCON, he should win the Ballon d'Or. It is a Jamie Carragher to your air can we are. Then or Patches said AFCON can come or AFCON that wouldn't even be counted as part of the achievement that could leverage what? Or one team the Ballon d'Or. Nana Yaka only you I wouldn't fault Jimmy Carragher.
Thank you, Sir Joe. We've activated the phone lines now, but there's news coming in that Manchester are in negotiations with Xavi. Now, Amorim and Rechiano Mukofano. All right, 055 00 555 22 and 055 159 8321. Ye bia ya homa no ubetimi aba na woso do adwenche aba dwumedie ne so. Hello.
Hello, Nana Kwa.
Yes, sir.
Nana Kwa. Uni abema ajano wana mukafefre kwa benya Nana Kwa.
Ya da se so abanyam insha.
Ya bema umu ene juma pa de sum o my Ghana. Babichia Ghana supporters no executive. Ya Muhammad Kasim Nili asunu munyina and Mr. Prince. Kakra me can say another Kwa. Say moye juma papa. Now it's about time I yet trap for say yes. We are also a human. Now, I'm going to say yes, we are coming on football. No, 1995, I Hana, Nipapa, upon we are at the African best, European best, world best, Sabi. Me nim say, Amubuya Bonfiao, it's a bupe, Omo Jumadia, nobody have the fire, nobody are caught 2 money, but it's about Nina, Nika Sonia, which ya, by a year, Africa, I bet me sorry. Obo fire just a player be pomba bo yanko ye yeni ya Ghana nko baby ah me that say
Nyamisha yes you that say hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
That's Max.
This is Max TV. You are live on our show, sir.
Yeah. Me pacho your friend Eugene.
Okay.
Yet in a say, dear Aquano Eka or Honey, Odika. Because more media for Nankasa, they did bang Pana Motaye if I yen Liga Yabono Krumaha. Mediano. Yawa foreign teams. A supporters union ewo Ghana ha na se uko Europe bisa on say omo the same thing e ma yen teams ewo ha na oh yes remo as media no ya senya mo kwan mo fa so ejije European League any the ekokoso ho no eno na amane be wie yen sa no inti papa ndi oke kano ono no nim se e ba no Ghana ha ya local way no kwa yan contribution to rate no e so minimal inti misramo a mo ye friend say media for no mundi wuduma mon soli na mun jai injije wono mu dia ne injije wono eya doso dodo
yeah that's Eugene
eya doso dodo nti yesre mu awai
okay Eugene
na mun boahe na bibia nkoso na yenso ye wo good players
wa Nyamisha
Eugene very good and so ha nti yedamase
Nyamisha hello yes sir
mbese me contribution
yeah for say free
Fluffy wager
okay yetio
hello.
O problem ni say what so TV na so radio ni nti ma problem dum no ni ankasa. Hello. Okay. O pesa ofra no usua de ofra wo be answer. Hello.
Hello.
Yes sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon sir.
It's been a long time, Nana Dakwa.
Ade boss.
What you dey know? What your voice know?
If you don't want to remember, voice say the Canadian me boka una is there a problem no?
Oh, now wanu eh.
One day say wanya baby fufro.
I want emphasize.
Minkai.
I said tre ona ti onu su na num kasa o e. Mo na mo boy adwuma ma esa na yesia football asemo be pime na waje akọ baby fufro ama pro na nada kwa.
Oh, boss.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh. Nana Dakwa.
Yeah, that's it. Nyamisha.
Nyamisha musu. Muna musu esu. Nana Dakwa nyami oni se. Bidi nyamisha. Extra journalist, sport journalist, for you know say. Eya ye football asem no. Eya munkama entoy asumi because our local house no is our own thing. But muko foreign is another muja if you don't say ah. Na dey na ba for mo na mbeka mo mbotumi aso ama ye Ghana football sorry any BBA sports fraternity nyina o Ghana no. Sorry ah muka be my Europe no dey does too much. Muni nyame nye juma na nada kwa.
Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yeah, we've been friends for many years from our days at Radio Go to here.
Radio Go.
All right. Hello.
Hello, Nana Dakwa Jesse. Good morning.
Morning, sir. My friend from Oyarifa, I guess.
Yes, sir.
All right, boss.
Nana William, I make Kakaka for Jimmy Carter, if I'm right.
Yes, sir.
Nana, Osha time here, Cup. A African Cup here, Nana and Fever players, no. Even though with me, I say AFC no I'm born around that time, but players Nico. Osha year before no. Any AFC, no, ultimate development into music without football. But so by a big Bremuhanana, without football, no, not as I was here, quite fool. It is a package Arsenal, the boy, on country, it's own jai holding midfield network Arsenal. Now on the ball after a better game, also never be to convince. 80 time be a players no omomba and as such patriotism so na yeah before na kasa so yeah na your patriotism for your patriotic
right
Nana mami kono bi baby
Nyami shall be brave that's pa. We'll pick a final call and then we'll wrap up on the show. Hello. Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Bilidi Imano.
Imam Pacho that's so about you.
Pacho Chelsea no mini coach ni nenya na say players.
Na wa wo sha han nenya.
The tactics so use no dey me sure enko you. Me Pacho Muntala wo tukwan na say
Onye adwuma o ha biom. Bye. Eradin Shaw. Thank you very much. Yeah, but that and Penufo Ebeka and staff from the Volleyball Association, President George Tetteh, and then Mohammed. God bless you guys. Thank you to Set Pawan, NSC board chair, for talking to us on the show. Afesus New Adams, the African football expert, for talking to us. Nanedu and Josiah, mucho gracias. And I say Koma Tony Bebley, leading production, support from the boy, PK, Daniel and Michael, Sana Philip, Godwin, Ben, Patrick at the MCR, Director James Annan, Omunya Ete Chini Dijumediano Ebaye. They say you're unofficial manager of the sports park. That's Clemento. And see Clemens also at a chain edition by many thanks to Max Buy, Techno Mobile, and our Fimpo, Kivo Foods, Omkan and edition Ebreo, Max Buy, Techno Mobile, Kivo Foods, Star Times. Remember to dial *426*8# to be a billionaire. Good afternoon to Master AB. Master AB, yeah, ciao. Bye. You are such a fantastic man. Bye.